Hello, welcome back to Phoenix Wright Tribulations. Next up, Turnabout begins. Shut up. Come closer. And I killed her. Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance. I'm reading through the file of an old court case. It was the first case of my longtime mentor, Mia Fey. Valerie Hawthorne. Her very first client was a death row inmate who had recently broken out of prison. That was a whole year before Mia and I ever met. I think she's related to Dahlia somehow. I'm so nervous. I feel like I'm going to die. I never should have accepted this case. Eek! Good morning. Don't be so jumpy, Mia. I didn't do nothing, I swear. I didn't kill nobody. Terry Fawles, my first client. Sentenced to death 5 years ago, and now a prison escapee. Just relax, Mia. Make small talk and try to relax him. So why did you escape anyway? I'm sorry. I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody. I never lied. I didn't escape from nowhere. But Mr. Fawles, the police just recaptured you 2 days ago. Sorry, I told a little lie. Oh boy. But anyway, I didn't do it. I never killed nobody. Sorry for asking, but you're on death row, right? I'm really sorry. They sentenced me to die 5 years ago, but I was tricked, I tell you. That woman, she lied in her testimony. That's why I got the death penalty. I swear it, I didn't kill her. I could never do that. 2 days ago, he escaped from the police wagon when it crashed. Then about 8 hours later, a policewoman was murdered before the police could recapture him. The police believe that Terry Fawles did it. After you escaped, did you meet a policewoman? Yeah, I did. She's the reason I escaped. So that much is true. You did meet with the victim. But I didn't kill her. She was alive when I left. She was alive. It's true. I can trust him, right? I mean, I should. Huh. You're not going to figure out the truth by just staring at the guy. Why are you here? I came to see our little kitten was doing all alone in a big, scary lion's den. I thought maybe you'd like someone to play with. Where is Mr. Grossberg? Ha! That old man is probably still in bed. I bet he's clutching an empty bottle and mumbling in his sleep. Aren't I good enough? After all, it's me, Diego Armando. I didn't say. So, Diego Armando, the finest attorney at Grossberg Law, is here for me? No. You've got it all wrong. Today, you're the finest. After all, it took an amazing amount of guts to take this case. Imagine. An escaped death row convict for a first client. Yeah, thanks. I sure wish I could get out of it, though. Relax. I just heard some good news. The prosecutor for today is fresh out of his diapers as well. Really? However, unlike a certain somebody who I won't mention, he's earned a reputation as a genius since beginning his law career. Genius. Well, it's about time to head in, kid. Felt in those claws of yours. It's go time. Solitary confinement cell for the condemned must be the world's loneliest place. And that's what my client ran away from. Every other lawyer gave up on him, but not me. When I saw those overflowing eyes and heard that simple, childlike voice, I just had the feeling that he was telling the truth. Court is now in session for the trial of Terry Fawles. And different judge, the defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution has been ready for a while. I understand the lawyers for both sides are newcomers? Yes, Your Honor. I'm the FA. Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. So you're the prosecutor everyone is talking about, eh? They say you joined the prosecutor's office at quite an early age. At 20, Your Honor. This little kitten hasn't earned herself much of a reputation yet, huh? Come on, Mia. You can't lose. Not to someone younger than you. People run the trial. Not too sure how I feel about that. Now then, the defendant in this case is currently a felon on death row. 2 days ago, he escaped from a police wagon. This is correct? Precisely. The defendant is not on trial for escaping prison. On the day that the defendant escaped, a policewoman was murdered. So we're here to determine if Mr. Fawles is responsible for her death. You got it, kid. Well then, Mr. Edgeworth, let's hear your opening statement. Yes, Your Honor, it was 5 years ago. The defendant, Terry Fawles, was sentenced to death in this very court. His crimes were kidnapping, extortion, and murder. The girl he threw off the bridge was only 14 years old. A truly horrible crime. I remember it well. There was no decisive evidence, so the trial was long and protracted. Correct, but in the end, what finally decided the case was a certain witness's testimony. A witness's testimony? Testimony of Detective Valerie Hawthorne, the person who confronted this criminal. She arrested Mr. Fawles at the scene and later testified against him. She said she witnessed Mr. Fawles throw his young victim into the river. For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered. So Miss Hawthorne's testimony was the one that put him away. That policewoman you just mentioned. That wouldn't be. Exactly. The victim. The same woman that was killed 2 days ago. Police Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne. I see. The man who was sentenced to death based on her testimony escaped 2 days ago. With only one thing on his mind, to take revenge against the woman who convicted him. Aha! The truth is becoming clear to me now. Huh? Yes. Yes. It's quite obvious that the defendant is guilty.
Objection!
Wait a minute, that's not right. At least hear the case before you decide on the outcome, Your Honor. Watch yourself, Miss Faye. I'm not sure I care for your word choice or your tone of voice. Young people these days simply don't know how to respect their elders. Why, you're even younger than me, you hypocrite. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, please call your first witness. I call the detective who was in charge of the initial investigation of this case. Is it Gumshoe, but a little younger? Witness, state your name and occupation. Gumshoe, Dick Gumshoe. I'm the homicide detective in charge of the case, sir. I finally got promoted to the detective division half a year ago. I don't believe anyone asked you about that. Hey, ma'am, you got any idea how much work it takes? What is it? You're really conscious. Excuse me? No, seriously, I'm already thinking for you. Detective, pull yourself together and try to be professional. Otherwise, I'll write you up on contempt so quick that something other than your heart will ache. Okay, I got it. Now, detective, tell us about the incident. Yes, sir, right away. The victim was Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, a veteran on the police force. She was stabbed in the back with a knife and died from excessive blood loss. That much is already stated in the autopsy report. The court would like to hear more details about the incident itself. Yes, sir, I got you. Okay, let's take a look at this aerial map of the area here. This is a sketch of Dusky Bridge, an old suspension bridge, and the river that runs under there is Eagle River. The victim and the defendant met there top of the bridge. After stabbing her in the back, the killer carried the victim back to his car. He was recaptured at a police checkpoint as he was trying to make his getaway, sir. I see. Was the victim's blood found on the bridge? The victim, Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, was wearing a thick coat, sir. Unfortunately, no traces of blood were found on the bridge. Mr. Edgeworth, I warn you that I absolutely despise conjecture. If there was no blood on the bridge, then you have no proof that they even met there. Your Honor, if you would listen to the testimony we have prepared, I'm sure you'll be convinced. The two of them most certainly did meet on the bridge that day. Why, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm not sure I like you wagging your finger at me as though I were some hoser. Detective, proceed with your testimony. Yes, sir. Here we go, Mia. Hang on. Okay, now, listen carefully, kitten. One little mistake and this guy will drink you for morning tea. Trust me and get ready. Alright. On the day of the incident, an unknown person phoned the sergeant and asked him. Sergeant Hawthorne went to Dusky Bridge at the designated time and met with Mr. Fawles. And that's where she was brutally murdered, sir. The criminal stuffed her body into his car trunk and tried to make a getaway. Mr. Fawles was arrested at a police checkpoint and set up at the base of the mountain. Well, you certainly have established the importance of the bridge. Naturally. Now, would the defense please hurry up and proceed with the cross-examination? Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examination. Coming right up. Hey, settle down there, kitten. If you keep trembling like that, you're gonna make me spill my coffee. I'm not trembling. It's just cold in here. The courtroom can be a cold battlefield, alright? Especially for a beginner. I don't need you to worry about me. I mean, the defendant, the witness, everyone's a beginner in here. Huh, you got me there. Or maybe you should keep your claws out and show them what you've got, kid. It's okay, Mia. Stay calm. Just remember those court procedure videos you stayed up all last night watching. Right. Okay, save. And actually go to profiles. This past, how old is everyone? 26? 20? Huh. Okay. A bridge up in the mountains, but why meet there? Because it is a very important place to the defendant, that's why. What do you mean by that? If you remember, 5 years ago, the defendant kidnapped a young girl. He was chased onto a bridge, and it was there that he killed his hostage. And the place where all this occurred is, of course, Dusky Bridge. It's the very place where Sergeant Hawthorne arrested and handcuffed Mr. Fawles. Returning to the scene of the crime. How nostalgic. Mr. Fawles had a car then? Well, that bridge is way up in the mountains, ma'am. The defendant and the victim both went up there by car. I mean, how else, right? What? You mean the defendant drove his own car? No, of course not. It was stolen. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light. Car thieves. I'm not sure how I feel about car thieves. Is this guy sure about how he feels about anything? This is a photo of a stolen car struggling. Naturally, that's the body of Valerie Hawthorne in there. Whoa, that doesn't look too comfortable. The victim, she was stabbed in the back, correct? Yeah. Huh. For some reason, men always seem to get stabbed in the back. We're talking about a woman here. You can't tell from this photo, but the knife was stuck in her back, nice and firm. The condition of the body was discovered is very important information. Detective, is there anything strange or noteworthy in the trunk of the car? Here's a photo of the trunk, but I don't see anything strange. Do you? Anyway, Mr. Fawles was arrested at a police checkpoint and set up at the base of the mountain. What did the defendant have to say about this photo? What he always says, man. That's all he says. Nothing. I wouldn't say he did nothing. At the very least, we know he stole a car. It's just what he always says, Your Honor. What he always says. something like that. Well, in any case, it seems he was caught and arrested. Precisely. That's probably what I had to press. Well, that certainly is some impressive police work. Well, no, actually, it was way too close for comfort. We set up that checkpoint just after 5 o'clock p.m. I figured that Mr. Fawles might just try to run. What do you mean it was too close for comfort? The two of them are arranged to meet at 4:30 p.m. And it takes approximately 30 minutes to go from the bridge to the checkpoint. That was kind of close. Any later, Mr. Fawles could have slipped right by. Listen up, kitten. There's a big trap waiting for you in that testimony. A big trap? Walking through it carelessly, it'll leave more than just a flush. Fun? No, it's not. Well, if you want to have any chance at all, you better get some more information. And if you're going to get caught in a trap, it's best to get caught. You can always look for contradictions afterwards. Ever famous contradictions. I sure hope I can find some of those. Unknown person. You have no idea who it might be, right? Sorry, but I'm afraid I do. What? The one who called Sergeant Hawthorne was the defendant, Terry Fawles. What? The defendant? The defendant called her. Sergeant Hawthorne is a very thorough person, sir. She left a note about her phone call with Mr. Fawles. But no. Yeah, a top secret memo that he left on your desk. According to this note, it seems the one who called her to the bridge was the defendant, Terry Fawles. Whose bright idea was it to keep that note from me? Looks like the judge is even more sure of his verdict now. Listen up. Never ask a question if you don't already know the answer. It's that detective's fault. He's the one that said unknown person. Hey now, don't make that face at me. I just said it that way because the prosecutor told me to. Who's that? A trap? That cute face, I didn't expect him to be so sneaky. What does it say? Calls 4:30 p.m. at that bridge where white scarf for identification. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. I don't really know. Is there something weird here? Report was something like that. I just saw this, right? Yeah. Was the body of the victim discovered right away? Yeah, we were really on the ball. We found the criminal within 1 hour of the murder. It's great. We even got to say, don't move. We got you surrounded. Wait a second. Is there something weird about that? The location was a suspension bridge up in the mountains. So how did they find out about the crime so quickly? Sergeant Hawthorne must have mentioned the phone call to someone else, right? If that's what had happened, then she wouldn't have been killed. She never mentioned the phone call to Fawles. She left a note on her desk about it. If only I had noticed it earlier, maybe she'd still be alive. I wonder why she didn't mention the phone call to anyone. Autopsy report. Witness! What is it? Do you have something to say, Mrs. Fay? I'm sorry, I totally forgot what I was going to say. This is the first time I've ever had to actually address someone like that. You should have practiced before coming to court. Honestly, Miss Fay, I'm not sure I like this. Say there, little kid, want a piece of my coffee candy? Candy? Well, you're still too young to be drinking real coffee. Come on, Mia, shake it off. You're a lawyer. Detective. Yes, ma'am. This photo. You said that there was nothing peculiar about it. Is that correct? Yeah, that's what I said. Well then, I suggest you take another look at the note written by the victim. The note? The very queer says, wear a white scarf for identification. The caller must have forgotten what the victim looked like, thus the special request. I have one very simple question for you, Detective. Where's the white scarf? I can't seem to find it in this photo. Well, to be honest, we didn't find it in the trunk, ma'am. If you stopped there, you should have looked for it. Or... Caller's told her to wear it to identify herself, so I'd expect she did just that. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do you have to say about this? I see the defense is a little lacking. The scarf you're searching so desperately for. Is it this one, perhaps? Where did you find that, sir? On Dusky Bridge. I was there first and decided to conduct my own investigation. Why? Why didn't you tell me? I made a decision to keep all pieces of evidence in my personal satchel. It's the safest place I know. That hotshot sure has a flair for the dramatic. It's not exactly white as the caller requested, but as you can see, it's close enough for what it was intended for. It looks like it spent some time in the mud. Not surprising, it was drizzling on the mountain that day. Prosecutor Edgeworth, he was intentionally hiding that scarf the whole time. The court will accept the scarf into evidence. Now, if the attorney for the defense is finished embarrassing herself, I'd like to move on with the testimony. That is alright with you, isn't it, Miss Faye? Boy, would I like to wrap this scarf around his smarmy little neck. Very good. Now, if we're done with this mud-covered scarf business, the prosecution moves to establish conclusively, and with hard evidence, that Miss Hawthorne and Miss Fawles did indeed meet on that bridge that day. Further, we will show exactly what occurred there. That sounds quite promising. I can't wait to hear all about it. Alright, everything is moving at his whim. Don't forget, kitten, there's a reason why everyone considers this kid a genius. A genius, huh? Events on Dusky Bridge. Actually, there's an eyewitness who was there when the incident took place. This photo was accidentally taken by the witness. It shows the Vic wearing a scarf, sir. It was drizzling that day. Unfortunately, it's a little hard to see what's going on. Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. That must have been when the scarf fell off. Looking at this photo, you really get the sense that this bridge is very high up. It is about a 40-foot drop from the bridge to the Eagle River down below. Mr. Edgeworth, who took this photo anyway? Let's just say that it was a well-intentioned third party. Aha, a potential witness. So why isn't this person in the courtroom? Well, they said they absolutely did not want to testify. The person in question is very delicate, Your Honor. Besides, as long as we have this photo, we see no reason to compel them to testify. I'm not sure how I feel about that. So, as you can see, Terry Fawles had both the motive and the opportunity. I think it's quite clear at this point what happened on that bridge. Aha, the truth is becoming clear to me now. Huh? Yes, it's quite obvious. He's clearly guilty. Not again. That's not fair. I haven't even done my cross-examination yet. What do you mean? I'll try it a little bit. I don't want to lose too much health, though. Actually, there's an... so... The victim is wearing a scarf from that photo already. So, about the witness who took this photo. What was this person doing all the way in the mountains? She was taking photos of wildflowers, apparently. There are many unusual types of flora on that mountain this day. People in the area say it's because of the spirits that live there. Spirits? Now that you mention it, this photo. It's quite a fog-like thing. Is it a ghost? I don't believe it. No, Your Honor, no, I don't think it's a ghost. Drizzling, huh? That's right. There was a light rain coming down. The whole place was dreary. But not as dreary as the mornings. Ooh, that's in this court right now. Room right now. Looks like a cold front just moves in. In any case, the point is that the area was quite damp. There was even some fog. I even slipped and fell while I was on the bridge. It was really something. So there's a little dirt. Probably fell down. So in other words, there was a struggle between the criminal and the victim. That's what the witness said. Well, it looks like she didn't remember about the scarf. But from what she said, it sounded like a pretty violent fight. The area was wet from rain. The bridge was probably wet too. This would explain why the scarf was all covered in mud. But there's something about his testimony that still bothers me. Talk about a surprise. I had no idea there was a photo. So what do? You really still believe in Mr. Crybaby and me? Of course I do. So the little kid believes in fairy tales. Huh? In that case, the answer is obvious. If what you believe is the truth, then that means that somewhere hidden in that testimony is contradiction. One huge contradiction waiting to be discovered. That's your chance. Well, he's not behind her.
Objection!
What about...
Hold it!
Who is this eyewitness? She's a college student. Female college student. That's right, meaning she's female and a college student, man. She doesn't do well in front of other people, so I came to testify for her. Maybe so, but as the attorney for the defense, I have the right to cross-examine her.
Objection!
For the time being, we're not relying on the witness's statements. That is all. What is that supposed to mean? The prosecution must utter more decisive evidence. Our case doesn't rest on the vague testimony of a female college student. A female college student, It means she's female and a college student, sir. If you absolutely must hear her testimony, you'll have to give us a good reason why. Please tell us about the more decisive evidence in question.
Hold it!
Is that part of the eyewitness's testimony as well? Of course it is. He pushed the victim hard in the back, and she fell down right on her stomach. I remember that happening once myself. It was really brutal. Are you talking about seeing someone get pushed, or you're the one getting pushed? Or does it mean that you pushed someone around like that once? His mind-boggling tales and the way he said brutal. I wonder if he's Canadian. Huh, save your nasty look for the right person. Huh, take a look. Poor baby. Court record seems so quite so. Hey, watch where you spill your coffee. The court record, huh?
Objection!
Oh, come on. It says stabbed her in the back. I thought it would be autopsy report. Oh look, there's a photo. Of the girl in front of the man. So I feel like it would be this. How can he stab her in the back if he's in front of her? How am I supposed to know that I have to show this?
Objection!
So at the time of the crime, there was a light drizzle coming down, correct? Yeah, and fog too. Just a generally soggy atmosphere. Well, I have evidence that doesn't go with the soggy atmosphere. But this is a photo of the victim's body that was found in the car trunk. Considering the conditions at the scene of the crime, something isn't right. Well, by all means, please enlighten us as to what isn't right. What is that? I don't know, dude. I'm just dumb.
Take that!
Actually, the answer is right. I just don't care enough. Trying conditions and so it's our code. Okay, what's your logic for this, Capcom? Naturally, the answer is right there. The victim's coat. As far as I can see, there's nothing strange about it. That's exactly what's strange. Recall the testimony. What were the conditions on the bridge that day? It was drizzling and foggy. The ski bridge was all wet. If the victim really had fallen down on her stomach on top of the bridge, then the front of her coat should have been covered in mud. That's exactly right. The other day I fell on a muddy street and my gorgeous playoff beard was befouled.
Objection!
I do admit that the crime scene was quite wet that day. However, it doesn't mean that the top of the bridge itself was muddy. If Your Honor had fallen in the shower instead of on a muddy street, the glorious hockey beard, proud of the legal weight, would be wet, but not muddy. Fortunately, I have yet to test that. Still, your point is well taken. Can you prove that the surface of the bridge was muddy that day? The surface of the bridge. Huh, a real man wouldn't stand for a taunt like this. Neither would a real woman. Of course I can. This evidence that proves the surface of the bridge was muddy. Oh, scarf. The evidence is the scarf. Ugh, it should be obvious. If the scarf fell onto the bridge and got this mud, it means that the bridge was obviously covered in mud. Ugh, no, I can't be outwitted by this novice bimbo. Hey, same to you, buddy. This phase assertion makes perfect sense to me. I do admit that there appears to be a contradiction between the condition of the victim's coat and her scarf. However, the real question is, why is there a contradiction? Huh. For every contradiction, there exists an explanation. Let's look at what the explanation in this case may be, shall we? Alright, it's not like he's really giving me a choice here. Huh. You're doing pretty well for a little kid. But Mr. Armando, no matter what he says, contradiction always comes down to a lie. It's either the victim discovered in the trunk, the witness's photo showing the defendant and the victim, or the witness's testimony that stated she saw the moment of the murder. Just relax and think it over. It's pretty simple, isn't it? False evidence. It's one of those three. Whew, what you said just now, I'm not sure I like that. That wasn't me, Your Honor. It was the coffee aficionado, not over here that said it. They go Armando aficionado now. This court is not in the habit of accepting false evidence, you know. Blame it on him, Your Honor. He's the one trying to slip false evidence into court. But we won't let him. We'll expose his evidence as the flimsy scam it really is. Yes, the false evidence in this case is witness's testimony. It is a no-brainer. Obviously, it's the witness that's suspicious. During his earlier testimony, the detective pointed out a crucial fact. The criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Now, is that testimony exactly what the witness claims to have seen? Yeah, that's what the witness told us. That testimony is filled with holes. After all, the victim's coat isn't dirty at all. That's true. Huh, it's not just true, it's the truth. There was a truly decisive witness in this case. I'm certain that boy under called him in the first place. Your Honor, the defense requests to cross-examine the eyewitness. The testimony presented so far is not only vague, but contradictory as well. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, it appears that we'll need to hear from your mystery witness after all. He's should brace yourself for the brutal truth. Your Honor, the prosecution has no intention of hiding the witness from the court. We are prepared to present our witness at any time. Very well. Please bring forth your witness at this time. What Mr. Edgeworth said kind of worries me. What does he mean by the brutal truth? Now, let's proceed with the testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, please go right ahead. Thank you, Your Honor. Prosecution summons the woman who saw the events that day with her very own eyes. This is it, Mia. The battle begins here. Witness, what's your name and occupation? Dahlia. Hey, she's back. Everyone is so silent that I can hear their hearts going pitter-patter. Oh, when I look at you, how can I put it? I feel like as scrumptious as a double-double and a dozen donut holes. I feel like I want to hurry up and hand down a verdict just to have a bite. Hey, not so fast. As I said before, this witness is very sensitive and delicate. I would ask the court to please exercise care when addressing her. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. You are a true gentleman. Miss Faye, you could learn a lot from this man. He's such a gentleman. He sure doesn't act like one to me. Sir? Yes, my dear? This is my first time, so I'm sure I'll make a lot of mistakes. Anyway, I just wanted to say I'm sorry for all the trouble I might cause. Not at all. It's no trouble at all. Now then, may we please have your name and occupation? My name is, Melissa Foster. I'm a college student, a freshman in the literature department. You were on the scene when the unfortunate event occurred, correct? You were the one who took this photo. Is that accurate? How can you be so mean? See here, what are you doing shoving that in her face like that? Huh, but it's just a photograph. It's not like it's something dangerous. Next time I'll be forced to penalize you. I don't like the turn this has taken. Is she staring at me? And you would be? Huh? I'm the defense attorney. My name is Mia Faye. I see. So you are... Now then, young lady, could you please give us your testimony? Yes, Your Honor. I'll do my best. Oh, she's using fake names. The witness's photograph. I was using my camera to take some pictures of wild flowers. Then I noticed there were two people standing up on the suspension bridge. Suddenly, they just started fighting. That's when I hurried and took the photo that shows the crucial moment. And right after that, I called the police. By the way, where were you standing when the incident occurred? I believe the map will be of help here. I was standing right over here. I was standing in a beautiful field surrounded by tall cliffs. So you took the photo from that location, and I brought the camera I was using at the time, just like Mr. Edgeworth asked me to. What a cute camera, just like its owner. Alright then, Miss Faye, time for a cross-examination. But I warn you, make the witness cry again, and you'll feel the wrath of my gavel. Better listen in, Mia. Why did you take a photo? Well, the two of them were really going at it. Ever since I was a little girl, I always wanted to be a news reporter. I guess that part of me just kind of took over. Smells like a lie to me. Yes, I understand completely. Even now, I can't completely abandon my boyhood dreams. I still use my grandson to test my comedy routines on. So you wanted to be a comedian, huh? Not that it has any bearing on this. All I could do was to use my camera, so I took the photo of the crucial moment and gave it to the police. say wildflowers? Yes, the mountain is famous for its beautiful spring wildflowers. But it's only February. Well, I couldn't wait for spring to come. I know just how you feel. It's just like when I first started growing this glorious beard of mine. I couldn't wait, so I wore a dyed blonde Santa beard until mine grew properly. You mind if we got back to the facts of the case, Your Honor? You called the police. Yes, because it looked to me like the murderer was going to try to escape. We were already moving before the call even came in. Thanks to the victim's note, we had already started the operation. That was certainly tough luck for the criminal. If Terry Fawles isn't the criminal, then there must be something strange in that girl's testimony. Careful, kid. That girl is the judge wrapped right around her little finger. You're going to have a tough time poking holes in that testimony. You're going to have to come up with something really good, Maya. She says she was standing in that part, but if she was, then she wouldn't have been close enough to them. There's a big wall between her and the bridge. Do you have any idea what they were fighting about? No, I have no idea. Why do you ask that? Oh, I just thought that maybe you overheard what they said. I would never eat you strong. I've got more class than that. That's right, Miss Faye. Don't drag the witness down to your level. I'm not gonna get this. How did you take that photo? If you were all the way over there. That's the only thing I can think of. So she fell down. And that's how she would have gotten lucky. What would I think happens next? This is probably going to be later.
Objection!
Okay. Witness, when you said you took a photo of the crucial moment, is this what you meant? All I can see in this photo are two people facing each other. You testify that you saw the two of them starting to fight. Normally, that's the kind of thing we would refer to as a crucial moment. Why haven't you presented a photo like that? Well, you see, the photo we presented was the only one there was. But if you really wanted to capture the crucial moment, then what happened next? You must have taken a photo. My apologies, young lady. But Miss Faye's assertion is not without a certain amount of merit. He can certainly downplay a situation, can't he? I'm sorry. I'm a very bad girl. I used it all up. The film I made. You ran out of film. This photo was the last one. What? Unfortunately, that is the truth. I personally examined all the photographs she took that day. All the other photos are of the witness herself playing among the wildflowers. The witness herself? And who took the photos? Well, you see, my camera has a feature built into timing feature. So you took photos of yourself. I remember taking some photos of myself once too. Please, no details. It seems that Miss Faye's assertion was not so decisive after all. Wait, just a minute. Well, if she had no film left, she couldn't very well take more pictures. Miss Foster, perhaps then you could tell us about a different sort of photo. Photos of the incident that you took with your very own eyes. Mr. Edgeworth, you're quite the poet. Very well then, let's get back to the cross-examination. Let's hear your thoughts on the fight that you witnessed. Yes, Mr. Judge. Boy, this guy is really a sucker for sweet talk. Huh, it looks like the other kitten in the room is the one that's getting all the attention. Yeah, it's sickening. I was using my camera to take some pictures of wildflowers. What the? I'm still... This is the same one. What? It only changed a little bit. The victim turned around and tried to run away. She only got about 10 yards before she was stabbed in the back. What? Whoa. Whoa, it didn't go to the New Testimony. It just changed this a little. It added 2 new lines at the end. So you're saying Sergeant Hawthorne wasn't able to get away from them? Well, it's a narrow bridge and it was swaying back and forth. If you ask me, both of them were in danger of falling off. I only wish I could have done something to help her. That seems to make sense. I wonder about that. Something seems kind of off. Huh. Does it now? You have a good sixth sense. When you feel that something's off, that's when you need to figure out why. Terry Fawles isn't a criminal, and there must be something strange in that girl's testimony. Careful kid, that girl. Interesting. The victim. Why do you think she tried to run away? With her police training, she certainly knew better than to turn her back on a criminal.
Objection!
This was a large, powerful man with a knife. If it had been a quacky woman like you, I'm sure she would have acted differently. Quacky? Why? If it had been me, I probably would have jumped into the river. There's still something wrong with his testimony. Oh, look at her. She's crying while she says this. What? There's no way this is a lie, is it? 10 yards.
Objection!
Witness, your testimony is a joke. Huh? What? But I just... Hey, I thought I warned you not to make the witness cry. One short testimony and 2 bad contradictions. There's no possible excuse. Hey. You say there were 2 contradictions. It's simple. Just take a look at the diagram of the error. According to your testimony, 2 of them were in the middle of that bridge. But if they were, and the victim had turned around and tried to run, well, she would have hit a dead end. You said 10 yards, but she couldn't have even ran even 5, because Dusky Bridge is collapsed on that side. What does all of this mean? It's very simple, Your Honor. Miss charming little witness told a charming little lie. That's all there is to it. This beautiful young lady has been lying to the court.
Objection!
Just a moment, Your Honor. Mr. Escher. Your Honor, allow me to personally apologize for the confusion. What do you mean? There's one major mistake in this diagram. What did you say? What are you referring to? It's all because this diagram was made after the incident occurred. It's a very old bridge. We couldn't find any official blueprints. So you're saying? I'm saying that even though this bridge is currently in disrepair, there's no evidence that can prove that the bridge was broken during the incident. That's ridiculous. You can't actually tell the condition of the bridge from this photo. I apologize to the court for not being more clear when I presented the evidence. Ah, that guy is good. Huh, what do you mean? He planned it from the beginning. He's a genius, alright. That diagram of the bridge was his insurance policy. What? That coward! Well, Miss Fay, seems you've once again made a reckless accusation. I'm so sorry. I should have been more careful myself. No. It wasn't your fault at all. Now then, shall we go on with the trial? I'd like to establish, once and for all, what it was that the witness actually saw. Indeed. Alright, young lady, may I ask you to please proceed with your testimony? But it's so hard to go on. We're all on your side, Miss Foster. There's no need to worry. Just tell us what you saw. Yes, sir. Running from the crime. After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. Then he carried her over to the car. I suppose that was the only way he could make sure the body stayed hidden. He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. Oh, I'm sorry. How am I supposed to talk about what I saw? Witnessing such violence must have been difficult. Yes, sir. I'm still shaken up. If he accepts this testimony as it is, we're finished. Don't say that. Oh well, maybe I'll stop off at my favorite cafe on the way home. They make a really great mocha latte. Or mocha latte. This trial isn't over yet. Ah, that's what I like to hear. Alright, Miss Fay, your cross-examination, if you please. The contradiction is staring at you right in the face. Mia, go on the attack. These are so weird sometimes. You mean the defendant carried the body all by himself? Yes. Considering the size of the defendant, I don't think it would be difficult. Yes, but let's remember they were on a narrow bridge that was ready to collapse. Is it even possible for him to have carried a dead body on a bridge like that?
Objection!
Well, the fact of the matter is that he did. That kind of talk is just silly. Wow, why did he get so emotional all of a sudden? Miss Fay, if you think there's some other possibility, please share it with the rest of us. You personally witnessed that? Yes. Did anything strange happen when you did that? Well, I don't know if you call it strange or not. But that's when the victim's scarf fell. You mean this scarf? Her words match what we found at the scene. I don't see any problem. Are you saying that the victim didn't fall down on the bridge? Actually, of course she didn't fall down on the bridge. If she had fallen down, this photo wouldn't make any sense. If that was the case, her coat would have been all muddy.
Objection!
If you don't mind, I was asking the witness. No need to be so rude. Well, young lady, of course she didn't fall down. The man in the prison uniform grabbed her. We're one step too slow. And then, what did the defendant do after that? Why do you say that? It's already a broken down bridge hidden away in the mountains. Doing anything more to hide the corpse would be going overboard, wouldn't it? Yes, but that mountain is famous among hikers. A surprising number of people go up there. But it's February, right? And it was raining that day, correct? There's also a small temple and a channeling dojo there. You know those monks. They just love cold, isolated places. I think the witness is trying to say that the corpse could have been found at any time. Besides, the witness is merely reporting what she witnessed with her own eyes. I don't even want to try. It's just so hard. So I presented the map because the bridge was bad. I thought it was gonna be because she wasn't gonna be able to take a picture of the people on the bridge from where she was standing. I don't even want to try. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, Capcom, why this dusty bridge map here? Killer not wanting his victim to be found. I can understand. However, the idea of moving the body for that purpose is querulous. There was a much easier way to make sure the body wasn't found. What, put it in a bag or something? Well, what is it? Take another look at the map of the area and you'll see how. There's a river right below the bridge. Earlier, Mr. Edgeworth pointed out something interesting with the river. If you throw the body, then the current is going to take it and move it. The kidnapping case 5 years ago. The victim's body was carried away and never found. So, if you drop a body in a river, and then it goes floating down that river, then no one's ever going to be able to find it, right? But no, people would be able to find it. I don't know. If 10 murders were to occur at that same spot above the EOR, you can bet your boots that every other killer would have tossed the body in their body. Order! I'm not sure if I care for the way you put that, Miss Faye, but I must admit it does seem odd not to have thrown the body into the river. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, how sad. Perhaps Miss Faye would do well to try taking a dip in the river herself. After all, you claim to be such an expert in the ways of nature. What are you talking about? My point is that no matter how odd you may find the killer's method of body disposal, the fact is that this is what the killer did. None of your arguments have anything to do with what the witness saw. Quite true. Miss Faye, seems that your assertion is without merit after all.
Objection!
But what the witness claims to have seen is totally ridiculous.
Objection!
Sure, you can't deny that the body was found in the trunk of the car. That's certainly consistent with what the witness has told us. Please, witness, go on with your testimony. I'll try. All you have to do is tell us only what you saw. Otherwise, the mean lady might yell at you again. Who's he talking about? Alright, I'll do my best. She doesn't even have a title, it just goes on. What? After you stabbed her in the back, oh, it's this again. Okay, the killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there.
Hold it!
What? What did the man do then? Well, naturally, he got in the car and was about to flee. That's when I came to my senses. I said to myself, you have to call the police. And so that's when you called the police. You're sure that you saw all that with your own eyes? Yes, I'm 100% certain. This is crazy. They're adding things to the testimony without saying they're adding things. It's like we're prying more out of her.
Objection!
Well, Miss Foster, it looks like you've done it this time. Done what? Made a crucial mistake. A crucial mistake? Like what, Miss Faye? The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there. You're saying you saw that, right? With your very own eyes? Yes, and? That's simple, Miss Foster. Take a look at the diagram. The place you claim to have taken the photo from that day is here. Do you see what I mean? Even if you tried to see the car. This outcropping of rock is directly in the way. That's right, Miss Foster. From where you were standing, you could not have possibly seen the killer's car.
Objection!
So this is what I press for that. I admit that the diagram shows a large outcropping of rock. However, it isn't so tall that it would stop her from seeing the car. That's right. It's not high at all. I was able to see this car just fine. I'm so sorry, but that just doesn't wash. I believe it was the witness who presented this as evidence to the court. This is the location that the photo was taken. Your own photo tells the whole story. You can clearly see the left side of the bridge, but the outcropping that's being referred to is really more like a cliff. Your view should have been completely cut off by this cliff. Still, you claim to have been able to see the killer's car. Order in the court. What is the meaning of all this ballyhoo?
Objection!
Your Honor, don't jump to any hasty conclusions. The fact that the escapee fled with a stolen car was reported on the news. After witnessing the murder, I'm sure you can appreciate that the witness was very upset. She must have heard about the stolen car and convinced herself that she saw it.
Objection!
She was repeatedly warned before starting her testimony. She was told to testify only about what she saw with her own eyes. Mr. Judge? What is it? I think I must have remembered things wrong.
Hold it!
Hey, wait a minute. You can't just say that.
Objection!
Miss Faye, no one on the face of the planet is perfect. Yes, quite true. You know what they say. To err is human, to forgive divine. I'm inclined to give the benefit of the doubt to our witness here. What? That's not fair. Save the tears for later, kitten. Mr. Armando. Don't look back until the trial is over. Now is the time to go forward. But that wasn't fair. Okay, kitten, you need to relax. Then you need to remember the other kitten's testimony. So tell me, how does she know that? How does she know that he broke into the trunk? Well, Miss Foster, until you can explain how you knew that, you're going to have a lot of very suspicious people on this side of the courtroom. Well, witness. Well, I'm certain that he broke into the trunk. Because there were marks left on the trunk, but I'm certain they were scratch marks from when he broke into it. What? Let me see that photo. It's true. They certainly look like scratch marks around the keyboard. It's obvious that this trunk has been broken open. Well, still, pretty satisfied. The judge is on her side. You can't make any mistakes here. What she just said, is there a contradiction or something? isn't working. Mr. Foster, it looks like you finally betrayed yourself. What? You said you were in a field taking photos of wildflowers, but even so, you knew about the scratches. The question is when? When did you get a chance to see those scratches? Finally. I finally got her. I'm getting pretty tired of waiting over here. And perhaps it would be faster if Miss Faye explained herself. Your Honor, there's only one possible explanation. The reason the witness has seen the scratches was... Owner of the car put the corpse in herself. Put the corpse in herself? There's only one way that the witness has a chance to see those scratches. Yes, what is it? She can she drive? I don't remember. Naturally, when she opened the trunk and stuffed the corpse in herself. The person who really hid the body in the trunk of that car was Melissa Foster. It was you that did it, wasn't it? That's ridiculous. I could never. It was the man in the prison guard. He's the one. I don't think so, Miss Foster. If Mr. Fawles had been the one that put the corpse in the trunk, he would have simply used the car key. There was no need to break it open. But he stole the car. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light, which means that the key would have still been in the ignition. Oh, I see. Thank you for telling us about the scratches, Miss Foster. Without that, we never would have uncovered the truth. That it couldn't have been Mr. Fawles that put the body in the trunk.
Objection!
Preposterous. Do you suggest that the witness put the body in there? If that were true, then how do you explain the photo that she took? The corpse could only have been put in the trunk when that incident occurred. We already know that at the time she was taking photographs. Now's your chance, Mia. Finish this thing. On the contrary, I'm not so certain about that anymore, Mr. Edgewood. There's no need to think to speak clearly. What I'm saying is the shutter figures may not have been pushed by Miss Foster herself. Let's take another look at this camera and see what features it has, shall we? It has a timer built into it, even a mini tripod. Why? It's almost as if she had brought this camera just to take this picture.
Objection!
What are you trying to say then, Miss Faye? That when the crime occurred, Miss Foster wasn't in the field as she claimed? Well, if she really did use the camera's auto timer, then the answer is yes, she was somewhere else. Exactly. She was not in the field. Would the defense please explain further? Listen, this is a crucial point. Where was Miss Foster when the incident occurred? And answering that question will also make clear Miss Foster's true identity. Well then, please answer this question. Where was Melissa Foster when the incident on the bridge occurred? This area. If she was over here, she would be able to get over here. So this area, right? Wait, what if she was the killer? Couldn't body in front for the
Objection!
Take a look at the top of Dusty Bridge. Certainly looks to me that the victim is still mistaken. Valerie Hawthorne was already dead. Then who is this? The mountain is famous for spirits, so maybe you'd think it was the ghost of the victim. Well, it could have been a spirit. Miss Faye, don't waste the court's time. So, she was the killer. standing right here. Oh, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? Before pointing out where the witness was standing, Miss Faye should do something herself. She should figure out where she stands, if you catch my drift. Oh, don't worry, the drift was certainly caught. Yes. Whoa, so it explains when you're wrong for each of them. You get a whole explanation why you're wrong if you put it here or there. That's crazy. What is this? So she was the victim? Naturally, the witness was right here. But that's where the victim, Miss Hawthorne, was standing. She's just right behind me. But she got stabbed in the back. Order. Miss Faye, what order? Your Honor, if I may. After parting with the victim on the bridge, the defendant fled by car. But this would mean that there was no time to put the victim in the trunk. In other words, if someone put the body in the trunk, it could only have been before the defendant met the victim.
Objection!
How asinine. Of course Mr. Fawles met with the victim. The only person with the opportunity to put the victim in the trunk is the same man that killed her, Terry Fawles.
Objection!
You still don't understand, do you, Mr. Edgeworth? By the time the witness's photo was taken, the victim was already dead. The person in the photo was not Valerie Hawthorne.
Objection!
What? I've never heard anything more ridiculous in my entire life. And who exactly is the victim in this photo? It's obvious, isn't it? It's your own witness. What? It's the only possible explanation. The woman that Mr. Fawles met on the bridge that day was not Valerie Hawthorne. It was you, Melissa Foster. Let's remember that it was raining and foggy on the mountain that day. Mr. Fawles himself believed that the woman in front of him was Valerie Hawthorne.
Objection!
But the defendant knew Valerie Hawthorne very well. After all, she was the woman whose testimony helped get him convicted.
Objection!
But since then, I find he spent 5 hard years in a federal penitentiary. Terry, you couldn't remember exactly what she looked like. You were just making this up as you go along. Where's your proof? I got it all right here. This piece of evidence will blow this case wide open. At the time of the incident, Mr. Fawles had forgotten what Valerie Hawthorne looked like. Okay, I would think it's the note again, because it tells her to wear it was scarf. But it's actually the scarf itself. Mr. Fawles had forgotten the victim's face. That's why he needed some piece of identification, namely this muddy scarf. Here's Mr. Fawles who requested that she wear a scarf to identify herself. That's already been proven by the note the victim left. In other words, as long as you were wearing a scarf like you, anyone could have pretended to be Valerie Hawthorne. Well, what do you have to say to that, Melissa Foster? Where's Miss Foster? She's collecting herself in the lobby. It's obvious that Melissa Foster did it. She hid the body in the trunk and disguised herself as the victim. She set up the camera to snap a fake photo of them together. The only question is, why did she do it? Well, isn't that obvious? She's the real culprit. Well, we'll have to wait for Miss Foster to compose herself before we start again. Until then, this court is in recess. The defense and the prosecution are both to wait in their respective lobbies. Yes, Your Honor. Understood. Very well. This court is in recess. Ooh, is this the incident? The one that she killed two people after this? So she could keep hiding the truth. Dahlia, you are evil.